Just look at the cup that Starbucks offered me this week. I am so happy. And this is the cutest thing I've ever seen. Hey everyone, I hope you're doing great. I finally finished my exam, so I am back for a what I read in April. I read 17 books. Some of them I liked, but quickly forgot what it was about. I never know the angle that the camera should be like is this too far or is this alright? I don't know. I read 17 books, 7,139 pages, which is insane because I was also pretty much studying all I could during this period of time. I started the month of April with the 4th and the 5th book in the Zodiac Academy series. It is Shadow Princess and Cursed Fates. I don't know how to feel about this series. I am still reading it, even though I don't find it amazing, but just the plot, I need to know how it's gonna end. I just need to know. And the 5th book, so Cursed Fates, just ended on a cliffhanger, and I didn't know what to do with myself, and it's like the worst cliffhanger ever. Those people are living hell, they're going through hell, and I don't know if it is ever gonna stop for them, because the authors really like to make them go through the worst thing. Then I read Cruel Crown, and this is by Victoria Aveyard. I think this is how you say her name. Cruel Crown is 2 novellas in one book. It is the novella Queen Song and Still Scars. Apparently it is a prequel to The Red Queen, which is a very famous book. I gave this book 3 stars because I really liked the first novella, so Queen Song. It was very interesting. It made you really understand the world. It really helped for reading The Red Queen, but just Still Scars was very boring. I had trouble. I don't know if it was me at the time or if it was the book, but I just had trouble focusing. I don't know. I really like Queen Song. If you had to read one of the two, you should really read Queen Song. Literally right after started The Red Queen, and it was very good. I saw a lot of people, after the big hype around this book, I saw a lot of people just saying that it was not that good and very cliche. I really like it, so we are following the main girl. It is a bit complicated. We have the red and the silver, and it's because of the color of their blood. The silver not only have silver blood, but they also have like supernatural powers. And they are the only one who can have supernatural powers because of their silver blood. But this girl ends up being a red with supernatural powers. So it is a big mess. And she is supposed to go to the palace to live with the royal family and everything. We have a bit of a love triangle, which I was not expecting at all. I don't know why I didn't thought like the second man was gonna be interesting. I was like, it's not very relevant, but apparently it was for her. If you feel like people are trustworthy in this book, you are wrong, because there is a lot of betrayal, which is another thing that really make me second guess myself, because I think I'm too trusty. And right after that, I read Flawless by Elsie Silver. This is the first book in the Chestnut Spring series. I literally read every single other book. I started with the second one, and then I read the third one, and I was like, why would I read the first one when I read the rest of the series? But then it got really hyped up, and I was like, I want to know what the first one was about. So I read it, and I gave it 3.75 stars. It was nice because I love the universe, but I just didn't really got attached to the people. It is about a bull rider and his publicist daughter, and this is it. And she's like, he has a very bad reputation, and she's supposed to like help him get better because he's losing sponsors because of how he's acting. And the main conflict was that he lost his sponsors because he doesn't like me, and that really confused me, but it was funny. I would say you should read it, but really, the really good book in this series is the second one, Heartless. It's absolutely amazing. During the month of April, I also decided that I really wanted to read every single book by Sarah Adams because I've been a huge fan of her work, and so I thought I should read most of her books. It looks like I really liked it. That's why I read To Calm a Gentleman, and it is kind of like, it's not an historical romance, but kind of it is. It has an old England vibe. She is actually a con woman. She, the main character, is a con woman who just messed up and goes to the wrong man. Was like, I know she's wrong, but I'm not gonna tell her, and I'm just gonna take her with me to see my family. Why did he do that? I don't know, but it was really funny, and I loved every single moment of it. I didn't know, but Daphne Perry, which I love, released in April Coach. I think it was in April or March. I don't know if it was in April or at the end of March. Anyway, it was her newest book. I read it. I loved it, but right before this video, I went to see what people on Goodreads were thinking. And there was this specific 1-star review who just bring the book down. And everything that I liked about it, they didn't like, which I was confused about. But it is a single dad with a second chance romance because they actually knew each other in college. They kissed. But right after that, he went back with his ex because she was actually pregnant. So he had a daughter with his ex and just married her and continued with his life in the NFL. They never got in contact again after that, which is awful. Like, really awful. I think he broke his ankle or something. Anyway, he couldn't play anymore and he became coach at the college that he went to. But she is also working in this college, so they're getting together. So it's kind of a workplace romance also. I really like this. I just always like a single dad romance. This is just something that in my heart is really special. I don't know why. I have a problem with single dad. The Enforcer by African Lam. I didn't remember reading this book. It is a hockey romance. I gave it 4 stars and I can't remember a single thing of it. So I know it was good. Oh, I don't know why my camera cut just at the moment where I remember what it was about. The girl and the guy were actually ex. So it's a second chance romance once again. Why does my hair look so grey? She's working in like medicinal sport or something like this. She's a kine. We're gonna say that. She's been assigned to the hockey team and he's on the player that she has on her list. So she has to take care of him and everything. And they literally broke up for a very weird reason. But I think it was a lot of fear in their relationship at the beginning. But I really liked seeing the growth that the main guy character actually goes through. Pretty sure that's why I really liked it, but apparently it's not for everyone. Then I read The Match by Sarah Adams and I was very disappointed by this book. It had a great concept. The main girl is actually diagnosed with, what is it called? Epilepsy, and she uses a dog to get her out of them and take care of her when she's going through them, which I didn't even know that existed. It is once again a single dad romance. His daughter has the same disease, problems, I don't know how it is called. The daughter literally sent an email with her dad's account to this woman because she actually works with an association who just helps getting those people dogs that works with them. It is very not well explained, but that's the whole how they met. I just got bored very quickly. So it was a 2.5. This month it was on my TBR, so great job for me. I read The Wicked King and The Queen of Nothing. Those are the two books following the Cruel King in the Folk of the Air series by Holly Black. This series, I love the first book, really loved the first book. Then the second one was not as good. I feel like it was a bit bland. The third one was absolutely, what the fuck happened? It was boring. I really didn't like the last one. I would suggest you read the first one and think that it's just the end of the story. It almost could have been. The second one was kind of good. Just sometimes I was like, this is getting too long for nothing. I am still traumatized by how this family betrays each other so quickly and so easily. In the same vibe, which is fantasy, because it's not the same vibe at all, kind of, I read this All of Vows by Lexi Ryan. I've heard that a lot of people compared it to Akota. I don't understand why. We are following this girl who steals something. There is the mortal and the supernatural, which I think are fae. I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna say they are fae. She stole something from a fae that lives in the mortal world. But right during the same time, the immortal world is gonna be open for a big ball. There's always a ball. So for a big ball where they're gonna meet the prince, because the prince has to find a mortal queen. Why? We don't know. So this girl goes to the immortal world for this, and the fact that her sister got sold. And then a lot of things happened. I sometimes had trouble understanding what was going on, but I loved every single moment of it, and I read it really fast, which is often a good thing for a fantasy book. A book that I loved, even though I read it so slowly, is House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. Yes, I know. Finally, I am starting the Christian City series. I love this book so much. It was a 5 stars read, which is not surprising for a Sarah J. Maas book. I just loved every single moment of it. This was insane. I love it. I actually filmed my whole experience, but I didn't have time to edit it and everything for now, so you will see it after this video. I'm letting you know that this book is amazing, insane, and I went through so many emotions with it. It was just a masterpiece, and I really wonder how her brain works. I read Her Greatest Mistake by Anna Cowan. I didn't hear much about this book, but I really liked it. It was a 5 stars. It was once again a second chance okay romance book, which kind of seems like is my thing right now. I don't remember much. Once again, it was an okay romance. They broke up because I actually remember a lot. They broke up because there was some kind of betray that we will learn later on, which I was shocked for. And she is actually working as a pet shop owner. I don't think it's called a pet shop where you can adopt little doggy. There's a bit kind of fake dating in there. I think you should read it. This was my surprise of the month, and it is My Dark Romeo by L.G. Chen and Parker S. Huntington. I knew that I liked most of L.G. Chen works. Never read a Parker S. Huntington books, but I heard so many good talk about it. This book, My Dark Romeo, I don't know how to explain to you what it is about, but so much is happening and it is so great. It's about this girl who is actually supposed to be engaged to a man, but it's like arranged between their family. It's kind of working in an old way, as in they have arranged marriage and they have ball and they have to act a certain way and stay pure and everything, but it is in our time right now. It's not like in the past, like the Sarah Adams book, but it was amazing. And the main guy that broke the engagement, he's messed up right there, but at the same time I love him so much. I read Desire or Defense by Leah Brunner, which was very, very boring. I gave it 2 stars. It was an okay romance. The main guy is supposed to be this big villain. He's really not. And the main girl has to take care of her brother. But that's it. Because really nothing interesting happens in this book. The last book I read this month was King of Pride by Hannah Wrong. I didn't really like King of Wrath, which is the first book in this series. I don't know, something was just not working. But in this book we are following Kay and Isabel. The chemistry between them was absolutely off the charts. I personally really liked them together. There was not big miscommunication, which I love. I love people who can talk to each other. Good job for what I remember. Just the fact that Kay was this very control freak, very perfect on the exterior. I don't know, he's wearing glasses also. He's like this quiet, calm guy who is at the front of the class, doesn't talk to anybody kind of vibe. And I loved it. And his next to him is just this big ball of sunshine who just talks a lot and is all over the place. She's an author, or at least she's writing a book. I don't know, I really liked that vibe together, and I was really happy to read it because it was released last month. I think my favorite book this month was clearly I like My Dark Romeo, but I also really liked A House of Love and Blood. So those two are like, let me know what you read this month and what was your favorite book. I wanted to tell you that I officially opened my Bookstagram, which you can find in the description box. I am so excited. Don't forget to follow me on my social and here and put a thumbs up to help me. I will see you very soon. Bye!